Only an actor like Keanu Reeves is able to take a one-syllable word and stretch it into two syllables.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you learn from films as much as I do, then you're in the right place. And if you're in the right place, click like down below and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, while you're down there, comment down below, what did you think of John Wick Chapter 4? Are you a John Wick fan? Which one of these 4 films is your favorite? And while you're down there, click like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that bell button to notify you when I've released more videos. Today, we're talking about the 2023 action epic film, John Wick Chapter 4. John Wick figures out a path to defeating the High Table, but before he earns his freedom, John Wick has to face off against some new enemies, some even former friends, as he bloodlusts his way through the forces who have him trapped.
You think your wife can hear you?
No.
And why bother?
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm a big fan of the John Wick series ever since the first one came out, and I have to be honest, I didn't even see the first John Wick in theaters.
What?
I think it was my favorite action movie of the year, transcended Keanu Reeves as an action star all over again.
Excellent!
I'm a big lover and supporter of Keanu Reeves, of course, my Canadian brethren.
Canada's greatest stuntman! Huh. Oh yeah. Ha. Huh. Yes!
His physicality as John Wick is unreal, and maybe more so on display than ever before in John Wick Chapter 4. The stunts and the action and the way he gives his body to entertain, to show us these great stunts, and where he does the majority of his own, you have to give the man his due. I'm 20 years younger than Keanu Reeves. After watching that movie, I felt sore.
Ouch, kabibble!
From what I just saw him go through on screen. And he's like in his 50s. So I have to say, I was blown away by, yet again, his performance.
It's gonna blow you away.
Of course, the rest of the movie is rounded out with a great cast. Clancy Brown, our Mr. Krabs. No, that was a terrible Mr. Krabs.
You suck!
Ian McShane, I love him as Winston. Bill Skarsgård, of course, being the creepy performer from It. Great villainous role as he plays like sort of the main baddie of this movie. Hiroyuki Sanada in your film. I mean, what a legendary action star, and I absolutely loved him again in this movie. But I think the standout performance, or one of the standout performance, is the great Donnie Yen. Awesome in this role as Kane, as this sort of blind assassin that used to be friends with John Wick. The way he moves, and just his martial arts and his ability to embody this character of an assassin so fluidly, but also comedically in a way. The action is unreal. The studio gave Chad Stahelski like all this money, said go ahead, make whatever you want, make a huge action epic, and he sure did. This is like right up there with some of the best action I've seen in probably the last 7-8 years. Kind of on the same level as George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road, where I kept just going, holy hell, what am I looking at? What am I watching right now?
What a lovely day!
The cinematography in this movie was actually well done, well thought out. Some of the fight scenes, the way they shot it was incredible. There's a great scene in this like kind of mansion where the camera is doing like a bird's eye view perspective. It goes along the entire roof of the house. It looks down and watches John Wick taking out like 40-50 guys in this house with this blaster shotgun, and it's just absolutely incredible how they choreographed that scene, made it so engaging yet from such an interesting camera perspective. And I just haven't really seen that much like that in action movies in the last 10 years. So this was a really refreshing view of John Wick action, but also just action in general in films. Of course, the stunts are absolutely gorgeous. The stunt team and the coordinators, and of course the director, being a stuntman himself, being Keanu Reeves' stunt double, such a masterful job with the stunts in this movie. I couldn't believe some of the things I was watching. The roundabout Paris scene with the cars hitting all of the guys and John Wick, and that was just absolutely intense. There's a great stairwell scene at near the end of the film where he's got to go up like 200 and something steps, and he's got all these guys he's got to fight, and I mean, just the set pieces are brilliant in this film. Just entertainment wise, this movie is a high like 5 out of 5 for entertainment. I was just having such a great time. Shut your brain off and just enjoy some popcorn and a great flick on the big screen. 2 things about this movie that I just couldn't quite give it like a masterpiece sort of level of film. One of the things is that this movie is very long. While I struggle with it, I see why they made this movie this length, because they really wanted to make an action epic. This story deserves that sort of epicness. However, there's probably about 15-20 minutes of this film, especially some of the action, that could have been trimmed or cut out. The whole time that we go and spend in Osaka, in Japan, while very cool and some great stunt work and some awesome scenes like Keanu Reeves with the nunchucks was absolutely amazing. Michelangelo, Keanu Reeves, I'm there every day for that.
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
But the Osaka saga part of it didn't really add anything too much to the storyline overall. You could have actually just removed that entire section almost. It actually would have maybe flowed a lot better in the end. I felt the runtime as I was sitting there in the theater, especially in the middle part of this flick. Like, I enjoyed the first 45 minutes, and then the last hour of this movie is just absolutely mind-boggling. Maybe the best John Wick section of any of the John Wick movies is in the last hour of this film, but that middle section, hour into the movie to like the 2-hour mark, very convoluted and complicated, and there's like all these storylines and so many characters and things happening and alliances going on and then double crossing, but not really, but actually. And so it does get a little convoluted in the middle there. If I could just get to the last hour of this film a bit quicker, I think the pacing and the flow of this film would have been just a little bit tighter. There's a character in this film that follows John Wick that I just wasn't quite sure of his motives and some of the things that he wanted to accomplish as it related to John. And not that I didn't like that character, because I thought he was great. There was just some things that were unclear about his motivation. Also, this film is insane. It is almost cartoonish at times. There's some really funny parts in this movie that I actually did laugh out loud at, but then it also kind of took away from certain moments that should have been handled a little bit more maturely or a little bit more seriously in that moment, considering what occurs and what goes down in the film. This film is like an extra 2 levels above the other 3 in just like action and insanity and an absurdity. Otherwise, this is a hell of a good time. This is a great thrill ride, a fantastic action epic that is soaring, beautiful to look at, awesome to watch. I cringed a bunch of times. The audience in my movie theater was making all this noise and people were laughing and cheering, as was I. So it is a great experience in the movie theater. I highly recommend you check it out on the big screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and give John Wick Chapter 4 an A. So what did you think of John Wick Chapter 4? Were you a lover of this film? Did you think it was just okay? Or is this your absolute favorite? I would love to hear your thoughts and comments down below. And while you're down there, click like and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you so much for checking out Mr. Teach Film Preach. Hope you had a great time. Come back and check out some other videos like my reaction to the 2023 Oscars and my double feature of Shazam! Fury of the Gods / Scream 6. Come back and check out some other videos. We'll see you on the next one. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get Todd.